move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. To report severe weather, go to our website at weather.gov/ILN and submit your report via social media when you can do so safely.
Short-lived break, but we do have a new tornado warning. This is in effect for Franklin County in Indiana till 8:30. Radar indicated storm. It's over Oldenburg, moving northeast at about 30 right now. Let's switch over to Analyzer, and I'll show you kind of what we're looking at here on a 4-panel view. And I don't want you to get all worked up here and say, oh my gosh, Chris, you've got me seeing some scientific crazy thing. Green means go on the left side. So the bottom right or bottom left side is normalized rotation. So we have the strong rotation with this storm. It's evident on analyzers. This is just northeast of Oldenburg right now. And that area of rotation is off Hickory Road and Pipe Creek Road. On the right side here, in that area of where there could be a tornado, would be right where my marker's at, right here, and it doesn't look like we have debris yet. It still looks like here on the bottom right side, if you're looking, that it looks like we're seeing more in the way of inflow here on this storm. So we have a new tornado warning here. If you're just joining, this is for Franklin County, Indiana. Here's that area of rotation right in here. There's your inflow notch. So this is where your potential for a tornado would be, right in here. And this is moving off towards the north and east at about 30 miles per hour. So I do want to give you an updated track on this storm. This will be moving over Brookville Lake. So if you're out there, you need to get inside now, or you should have been inside a long time ago. 811 Oak Forest, 819 Brookville, 826 over the center of Brookville Lake, 830 for New Fairfield. So this is a dangerous storm that is capable of producing a tornado. Currently no tornado on the ground from what I'm seeing on the radar view. But this is a pretty nasty storm here moving off towards the north and east. So if you're joining me now, this storm started back near, this started near Vienna and Scott County, Indiana. And I watched it, and it bubbled up as it moved through Lovett and Deputy, and now has continued to be a nasty supercell, spaceship-looking storm. Moved over Napoleon, western parts of Ripley, northwestern parts of Ripley County, and Batesville, and now over parts of western and southwestern Franklin County. So this storm has been rotating like a top here all day, and we've seen several photos of wall clouds with this, but no tornado touchdown. Okay, so that's the good thing. Have not had a tornado touchdown on this storm, and it doesn't look like we've got anything that is confirmed right now of anything. Just seeing reports of just some incredible looking shots of the storm here. So it still looks like inflow. Doesn't look like there's anything in the way of debris here at the moment on this storm. I did want to just quickly mention here, there are storms in the metro. These storms are moving off towards the northeast, and these do have a little bit of rotation with them. Not much, but there's a little bit there. Heavy rain downtown. There's a rain delay for the Reds game. I think somebody was posting on the page asking about it, and I never got around to it, and I apologize, but yeah, rain delay in play there for the Reds game at the moment here. I will say, looking at I had a few minutes here to kind of look at things while while I was off of camera here. And at the moment, even though we've got a pretty substantial line out towards the west, it's behaving. It's producing 40-mile-an-hour winds. It's not tornadic right now, so we could be looking at, we'll see what happens as this moves towards Louisville, but for right now, that line is behaving. It's just these renegade storms out in front of it that continue to give us problems, especially the one out here into parts of Franklin County in Indiana. There's your inflow. So in here's where you would see that potential for a tornado. We'll switch over to the velocity view. This right here is where that area of rotation would be, near Pipe Creek Road, Pump House Road, there's Pipe Creek Road again, Hickory Road, Indian Creek Road. Right in here, that's where you're going to see that potential for a tornado. You're probably seeing some very interesting looking clouds with this storm. And like I said, this is moving off towards the north and east at about 30 mile per hour. So there's your track of that. 827 Brookville Lake, 832 for New Fairfield. It'll be a little bit earlier for impact for the Brookville area with this storm here. So there is the track of that storm, and you can see that lightning count has come down quite a bit. So we are talking about a much weaker storm, but it doesn't take much in this scenario to produce a tornado. So it's something we got to continue to keep our eyes on as this is moving through here. So here's that other storm here over Finneytown, currently not severe. This is over also down a little bit further south here. Let me zoom in on this storm for you. St. Bernard, just north of the Dayton, Kentucky area up through Reading, 75, 71, seeing a lot of heavy rain. The storm is not severe. But it is produced, actually, is it a storm? I didn't even look at lightning now. There's no lightning with it. So watching this one here as it's moving off towards the northeast, and it could continue to try to gain some strength. And we'll see what happens. But it does have, the storm towards Batesville is the one that continues just north of Batesville. Continues to be the focus here. So let me switch you back over here to Analyzer. There's that storm. This is actually looking from the terminal radar, which I don't want to look at. So give me just a minute to adjust that. This is the storm right now that's over the metro. Let's zoom this one out here on this computer and zoom back into the storm up here to the north. So zooming in a little tighter, Peppertown, Oak Brook, you're in this area here. Here is our shear tracker, and this is actually the most impressive it's kind of looked here. And this is the zone that you're likely to see that area of spin. 52 in the line here, Pepper Creek Road, seems Snail Creek Road right in here, just on the west side of Brookville. When you see those blues on this particular image, that is saying and giving an indication of stronger rotation. It does kind of look like here within the last few frames that this has been trying to tighten back up. Now the most updated frame has really started to kind of weaken things. So we'll put Analyzer back on here. You can see it was a little tighter there towards Oldenburg, and then we've kind of really lost a lot of the steam. That lightning count has been coming down too. So, we're starting to see as this approaches just west of Brookville Lake, more of this starting to kind of steam out here within the last few. So it is 8:09. Tornado warning for Franklin County, including the Brookville Lake area. Brookville, you're in the impact potential for this storm. Watching some other storms here. I tell you what, let's just do a quick update because there's a lot of you guys on here that's asking what's going on for the rest of the evening. So let's zoom out. Storms, boundary right here. Out to the west is where I'm watching that next area of storms to move into, okay? Storm Prediction Center still says, hey, over the next couple of hours, this is going to be the zone where we think that the best threat for tornadoes could occur. Storm Prediction Center still has that risk out for us. I just wanted to just check and just see where we're at on future radar. I know we're in the present now of this, but I just want to see how it's handling everything. So give me just a minute, and let's look and see what we've got here. So this was at 7. So it initialized and really is showing that these storms that are over the metro will blow up here in the next hour. And I can believe that because I watched that happen with that storm. And Future Radar really did a good job with that. It still wants to try to fire up something a little bit further off to the south and west and then bring that in. We'll have to watch that carefully. These individual cells out in front of the main line here is what you're going to have to watch as we get towards 11. And then the line continues to move in by midnight. By 1 o'clock, the line is weakening, like the continued thought has been. And then by 2 o'clock in the morning, that threat simmers down. So we've got active tornado warning going on, so we're still not out of the woods yet. So if you are watching, that supercell threat will continue out in front of the main line for all of the area until it moves in. By 10 o'clock, it should be near Scott County, Indiana. By 11 o'clock, it'll be over Madison, maybe near Versailles, Greensburg, and those areas. By midnight, it'll be over Lawrenceburg, Connorsville, near Walton, Owenton areas. And then by 1 o'clock, it'll be over the metro, and then should start to dissipate as it continues to make its way off towards the east. So there's your timing updates on there. I know a lot of you were wanting that, and I got you that information there. Also, while I was off, there was an extension of the tornado watch, and I just want to pull that up real quick. That tornado watch till midnight now includes Union and Fayette, and then parts of more of Southwest Ohio has been included, and that is basically because this supercell is expected to continue a little bit further off towards the northeast a little bit longer, and just wanted to just make sure to stay aware of that. So the model doing a good job, and you know this is starting to produce lightning now, and this storm here, we'll have to watch it. It's got a hook on it too, just south of Orgonia, Clarksville area. And then off the Tri-County area points south, watching that storm, and then the tornado warned storm here into Franklin County, Indiana, just to the north of the Oak Forest area. Seeing that rotation starting to come down here within the last couple of frames. Let me pull this back a couple of frames here just to see what we're doing with rotation. You can definitely tell here within the past, this is 30 minutes. We had some stronger rotation. The blues, what we're watching, that area has really started to come down here on the radar. There we go. We can see that a little bit better. Strongest when it was just northeast of Oldenburg. It may be trying to do a little more now. Let's look at that on velocity. See where it's catching. And what we can do is we'll stop that. Let's go back over to Analyzer again. Let's go look at that on that product and just look different angles of it. So there's that particular storm that I'm watching carefully here as it's moving off towards the north and east. It's a pretty nasty storm. It is not producing a tornado from what I'm looking at. Unbelievable. There is an incredible video that I just saw on Twitter of this storm from Mount Vernon earlier today. Wow. I'll try to get that on my Twitter page or X page or whatever you want to call it. I'll try to get that on there a little bit later on. Let's see. Just checking some of the reports. Does look like Mandy sending this photo in. There were some trees down near the Napoleon area. So it does look like that storm has done a little bit of damage there. You know, one thing that I was going to check is to see if we had any reports of power outages on that storm there that moved through parts of, when that moved through Ripley County. And that'll really tell us whether or not what's going on here. And from what it looks like here, it doesn't look like there's much in the way of power outages being reported with that. So that's good news. So we'll keep an eye out on power outages, but I wanted to share that photo there for you. So there's that storm, and you can continue to see the lightning count come down on that, which is great news. And Jennifer showing here that they're in rain delay at the Reds game. So just wanted to show that too. The velocity view there, you're seeing the good news is on here is we're starting to see that rotation come down, okay? And we've really continued to see the rotation come down. It came up a little bit when it was near Oldenburg, but now looking at some of the looking at the latest radar data and analyzing it in real time as it's approaching Brookville, just to the west of Brookville, it's really looking like things are coming down on this particular storm. Now, one thing I'll have to note here, when we switch back over to Analyzer, you remember when we were looking at future radar earlier, it really hinted at something near Madison to get going. So we've got something that started to fire up here within the last few, okay? So let's see what happens with this, because this stuff could get going here too near Madison and Louisville. These are the storms you just got to kind of, or showers that could quickly grow and develop into something, okay? So we're watching this boundary, and you can see the boundary. It's these individual cells that are lifting north. Along that boundary is where these storms could continue to try to rotate. I want to go down towards Cincinnati, and you can see the rushing of wind up to the north and west. There's a little bit of spin on that storm, but doesn't look like anything too crazy. And then I just wanted to look at the storm here. And you can see on this storm, right here near the Clarksville area, and this is moving more towards the in between Orgonia and that Harveysburg area. It's got a little bit of a spin to it, not a lot, but just a little bit, and it doesn't take much to really get things going here. So you can see that little bitty hook there just south of Clarksville. So you got to keep a close eye on that storm too, as it's moving off towards the north here this evening. So back to the radar view we go, and watching this tornado warned storm quickly approach the Brookville Lake area. Let's do another track moving off towards the north and east here at about 30. And Dunlapsville by 8:42, Roseburg by 8:44. That's going to be the track timing on that storm, okay? Moving off towards the north and east. So watching that, and then just so you know, just watching everything out towards the west. For the right now, everything's behaving out to the west. There's no tornado warnings. The only thing that's in effect are special weather statements along this line for the potential here for 40-mile-an-hour winds, and there could be brief spin-ups along it right now, but right now there's nothing to be too concerned about along that line. We've just got the one tornado warning. Really, I think in the tornado watch box, I think that is the only tornado warning in Franklin. Yeah, in Franklin County right now, that is the only tornado warning in the tornado watch box. So 8:30, gotta respect the polygon. James Spann says that. Laurel, Peppertown, Brookville, you're in it, just south of Pinhook. You need to be seeking shelter, lowest level of your home. This tornado is not on the ground, okay, from what I'm looking at, but let's just make sure we're playing it safe here and keeping a very close eye to the radar here as this storm is moving off towards eventually New Fairfield, but Brookville Lake especially. And then I think this will go near Pinhook as well. So right in here, these are the areas over the next few. Here's Route 1, okay? Route 1's right there. And then Laurel's right here. So these areas are going to be seeing the storm shortly. And like I said, the lightning count continues to go down on it, down to 76 lightning strikes. So that tells me we're continuing to see weakening with this storm, which is great news. And then you can let me look at these. These have got about 20 lightning strikes on them here off towards Cincinnati area here. So let's see, this morning Got about another 10 minutes on it, so we'll stick with it here as it's moving through. Let's go and look at it on Analyzer just to kind of see what's happening with it. And first of all, the velocity view, that area of rotation right along Yellowbank Road, Bushy Road, Crossover Road, State Route 1, and East Roberts Road, okay? Some potential for some hail there, right along Route 1, Rhine Road. Some of these roads are pretty small. Keller Road, and quickly approaching Brookville Lake. Here's Brookville Lake right here, okay? And then just looking at normalized rotation right here, this is where the zone for potential for rotation would be, right along US 52, over Yellowbank Road, approaching Bushy Road, the same areas I was just mentioning there. And you can see this, the cloud tops on this storm have come down quite a bit, you know, so it may try to pulse back up again. Yep, it's trying to, as it's moving into Union and Fayette counties. So we'll see what happens as it does that. So we could see a brief intensification of this storm again as it's you know, making its approach towards Brookville Lake here. And let's switch over to velocity, and you still have those reds and greens together. I don't see anything that would spell out, you know, anything that would be a concern for anything being like debris or anything. But that area right here, right along Bushy Road, approaching State Route 1, that is your area where there could be a tornado. But, and you can see velocity's kind of off there a little bit, so more off up to the north here. Right there. And we don't see anything on correlation coefficient, so that's good. So let's go back to the other radar view, and you'll see tornado warning till 8:30. Just putting everything on. Okay, they did just issue a new tornado warning, so we're going to listen to that here. Give myself a break for just a minute. We'll listen to that new tornado warning as it's coming through. This will be till 8:45 for you, Franklin, Union, and Fayette.
The National Weather Service in Wilmington has issued a tornado warning for northeastern Franklin County, southern Union County, Indiana, southeastern Fayette County, Indiana, until 8:45 p.m. At 8:22 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Brookville, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. Hazard, tornado. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Brookville, Salem, Blooming Grove, Metamora, Dunlapsville, Whitewater State Park, Charlottesville, Billingsville, Mountain State Recreation Area, and Everton. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. To report severe weather, go to our website at weather.gov/ILN and submit your report via social media when you can do so safely.
All right, so that's a new tornado warning. Just an extension there on that warning. Continuing for Pinhook, Brookville Lake, Bath, Charlottesville, Roseburg, Everton, Billingsville. You guys are all in the path of this potential for a tornado. And hopefully you can hear me better now. So this storm, has had a history of producing a funnel cloud. Okay, it has not produced a tornado. Okay, it has went back up in intensity as it's quickly approaching the Brookville Lake area. Here's the area of spin. Here's normalized rotation. You can see a little slither of green right there. And that's an indication of where we have the potential for that's the area for, that is the area, sorry. That is the, okay, and you can see a quick uptick there. Green means go, so, you know, that's a pretty good shot there of where we could be seeing the potential of a tornado. It's not on the ground, all right? It's not on the ground, but that's your best shot of where there could be a tornado would be just west of Brookville Lake. You can see it here on the radar image. So I need you, if you're in that area, seek shelter, lowest level of your home, protect yourself from flying debris, okay? If you're in that area, seek shelter now. There's other areas that I'm watching here near Blue Ash, okay? Near Blue Ash, there's a little bit of spin that's started to occur here. And you'll see that's near, right there near the Redding Blue Ash. It's a very weak area of rotation, but it's right in here. So it's something that we're going to watch. It could be the beginning of a little bit of more development here. This is the supercell. This is the storm that continues to cause problems over southeastern Indiana, moving off towards the north and east, okay? Ooh, look at that. That hook has increased there here within the past few minutes. Let me just check and see if they updated still 30 mile an hour. So this track off to the east at about 30. That puts it in Billingsville by 8:42, Lotus by 8:48, Cottage Grove 8:49, 8:56 for Goodwin's Corner. So that storm moving off towards the northeast, and that hook right here approaching Brookville Lake getting a little tighter. So right there, just east of Route 1, that's where you're going to really need to look out here for a potential for a tornado. And you can see Analyzer doing a good job right there. This is over Fairfield Causeway Road, okay? There's a lot of camping ground in here. Actually, this is where I took some awesome shots of the Northern Lights. So right here, approaching, like I said, the Fairfield Causeway Road, and this will impact Old State Route 101. So right in this area, potential for a tornado. Seek shelter, lowest level of your home. 101 is right here, and then this will move into the far southern sections here shortly, just south of Liberty into parts of Union County. Let me just check here real quick, just to see if you guys have any updates on storms. Real quick. So this is Union County here. This is the most up-to-date shot I've got. Let me show you. I don't know why that's doing that, but okay. Hang on. There we go. Okay, so you can still see the structure of the storm has changed a little bit. It's a little more ragged. What you're looking there, it looks like more of maybe of a it's still supercell shape. It looks like on the right side there is the wall cloud. It's kind of hard to tell, but this is what that storm looks like right now. Thank you, Megan, for sending this in. This is Union County, Franklin County line near Old Bath, Indiana. Give me just a minute here. I've got to do one thing. So what I'm going to do is it'll just say standby. Actually, I tell you what, I'm going to leave the radar up. I will be right back. I'm going to zoom this out a little bit so you can see. Do not go away. I'm watching this storm. I'm going to keep the radar up. I'll be right back for the latest update. All right, back on this now. Watching this storm continuing to make its way off to the north and east. Bear with me. And I am just checking a couple of the reports coming in. Just to see where we're at here. And I just want to show you and give you an update here as I was gone. And I apologize about that. I want to give you a couple updates. First off, watching storms further out towards the west that need to be watched carefully. They're nothing yet, but they could become something. This is off towards the southwest, towards Scottsburg. Right now, this is not warned for anything, but you can see there are still little areas of spin on this. And then this entire line down through here could produce brief spin-ups, but really not seeing much in the way of anything with that right now. And the strongest part of that line is right here, and that's going to be moving more towards the same areas that have had tornado warnings. So right now, if I have to be completely transparent, the tornado threat doesn't look as bad as what it did earlier today. As once this storm moves northeast, from what I'm watching right now on radar, it's not looking too severe at the moment. That's good news. It is moving into a more conducive environment for severe. And, you know, Future Radar has this pretty good and well pegged here. And I'll show this to you. It, you know, shows that storm over Madison moving through here. These two cells. The one over Scottsburg, watching that one. That one might move a little further off to the north and east. The one that's current here. There's our line. So, Future Radar's got things kind of under control here. By 11, it still shows some pretty strong storms around. So we're still kind of at bat for that. But then they kind of really start to die off once we get to about that 12, 1 o'clock time. But it still looks like any time between now and about 2 o'clock in the morning looks to be our time for anything that would be tornadic. And, we got to continue to watch these storms carefully. So let's go, and I'm watching them all because there continues to be a little bit of spin here on some of these storms that are not this one. So let's go, that we continue to watch up north. Here's Sharonville. Okay, so here's the 275-75 interchange. Here is 42 right here, and we got a little bit of a spin up just south of Westchester. Going to need to watch that carefully. Right now, it's not much, but you can see right in here is where I'm watching that potential area of spin. You can definitely tell the area of spin up to the north has come down some. It really kind of looks more damaging wind threat now, maybe. So the storm's definitely trying to take on a different shape now, as I don't know if this is as tornadic as look to it as it once was. Okay. And let's zoom in here. Let me look at the radar. Yeah, right here. Yeah, still looking like that threat's not as significant as what it was. So, okay. So let's do this. Let's reset. Let's reset with the latest, okay? And then we'll dive back into this tornado warning. This tornado warning here for northern Franklin, and then Union and Fayette counties has about another 5 or 6 minutes. So I tell you what, we'll regroup real quick and just give you an update on everything going on. And then once this is expired, we'll hop off. I'll come back if I need to. So, watching these individual cells along a boundary, okay, these storms will have the tendency to try to do some rotation. They're trying here, trying here. This is probably the one that's trying the hardest, a lot of lightning with it, right? And then back off towards the west, okay? Here comes our low pressure. Nothing really here of concern, and this is the main line here, and there's nothing really concern at the moment along that line. That's good news. So that may, lessen our tornado threat here. We'll see. We'll watch trends as we go here over the next little bit. But those are the storms that continue to move through the area, okay? So we have a tornado watch that will go till midnight for all of the area, for the exception of Robertson, Mason, Brown, Highland, and Clinton counties, okay? Tornado warning continues till 8:45 for northern Franklin, southeastern Fayette into Union County, all right? And then those are the current alerts. Storm Prediction Center's dropped that mesoscale discussion, so, but they were saying that best threat for anything tornadic will be over the next little bit. So just kind of watching what Future Radar is doing here. So, and just to show you as it's updating in real time here. So yeah, so this is the new run. So here's 8 o'clock. It's not initializing very well, but you get the generalized trend. Storms will be moving in here towards 11, 12 o'clock. And then move east out of the area by about 1, okay? So between now and 11 in southeastern Indiana, central part of the area around 11 to 1 a.m. and out of here by 2 at the latest is what I'm thinking. And there could still be some showers and stuff hanging around here as we go through time. I just want to look at this model for just a second. All right, so that's where we're at. All right, let me just look at a couple of other things. Dew points have increased. Temperatures are where they need to be. Storm energy is a little less. Higher storm energy is a little bit further south, but we've got enough sufficient storm energy in place. So, and it's actually a lot less where, so that line will be coming into a little more favorable storm energy. So we'll just kind of watch that, see what happens here. So tornado warning, 5 more minutes on this here. This is for parts of Franklin County, now into Union County, or southeastern Fayette County, I'm sorry, into southwestern Union County. So Union's on the left, Fayette's on the right, sorry. This thing is trying to spin near Westchester. It's close. So this, let me switch over to Analyzer. This one might be our next one we watch and go tornado warned. We'll have to see. But you see that comma shape. Hold up here. Okay. So you can see, I bet that's for this storm. Oh, it's not. Okay. Let's listen in.
The National Weather Service in Wilmington has issued a county until 9:15 p.m. At 8:40 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Liberty, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. Hazard, tornado. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Liberty, Salem, Dunlapsville, Witt Station, Whitewater State Park, Kitchell, Fairhaven, Goodwin's Corner, Billingsville, Cliff Hunt, and Cottage Grove. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. To report severe weather, go to our website at weather.gov/ILN and submit your report via social media when you can do so safely.
So there you go. There's the new tornado warning. That is for Fayette County, and that will continue here till 9:15. And you know, just really looking and behind the scenes here, and while storms are continuing to move through, you know, the storm prediction, or the National Weather Service in Louisville along that line, issuing special weather statements for 40-mile-an-hour winds, and really nothing that's tornadic out in front of that. So that's good news, and we'll continue to monitor that as that moves off towards the east here. Still got to watch this area of rotation that is near the Westchester area. It's still there, and you'll see that over here on Analyzer. So this is normalized rotation. And you can see it's really messy, but this is something that could spin up as it moves into parts of Butler and Warren County. This is the storm that I'm watching, still continuing to move through parts of Fayette County, still seeing some rotation with it. It did pick back up. That's why they issued the warning to go a little bit further here on this particular storm. So I will post an updated track here in just a second. Moving off towards the north and east at about 30 miles per hour, so you can get that track. You'll see Lotus by 8:52, Goodwin's Corner by 9 o'clock, and 9:01 for the Kitchell area. So seek shelter, lowest level of your home, stay away from windows as this storm continues to be tornado warned. Right now, it doesn't look like it's on the ground, but it is still rotating, and you can see that that lightning count did come back up. So we are seeing a increase in this storm as it's moving off towards the north and east. Here's normalized rotation. Green means go. This is along, let's say, County Road 450, McDill Road, Salem Road, and 27, just east of 101. So here's 101, here's 27. Right in here is that area of rotation, and that's moving off towards the northeast. It should go north of West College Corner, and that'll move out of the area here within the next few. And this is the tornado warning that I was waiting for earlier. Let's listen in.
The National Weather Service in Wilmington has issued a tornado warning for southeastern Butler County, west central Warren County until 9 p.m. At 8:45 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Old West Chester, moving north at 30 miles an hour. Hazard, tornado. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Middletown, Fairfield, Mason, Monroe, Trenton, Westchester, Old Westchester, Four Bridges, Wellington, Hughes, Maud, Beckett Ridge, and Morristown. This includes I-75 and Ohio between mile markers 19 and 31. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. To report severe weather, go to our website at weather.gov/ILN and submit your report via social media when you can do so safely.
Okay, and you probably didn't hear that, so great. This is a new tornado warning. This is going very close to the Monroe Outlets area. I am trying the best I can to get a camera, and there's plenty of cameras in this area, but I'm trying to get, this is near, probably the best view to get is probably going to be near the Monroe Outlets or along 129 that goes over towards into the Hamilton area, and these cameras are all pointed down and it's hard to see, so trying. It doesn't look like I'm going to be that successful, but that's okay. If anybody else has a shot of it, just post it here in the or just let me know that you posted a picture of it, and I could probably pull it up there. But this is a storm that I was tracking here, a little while ago, saying that it did have the potential to produce. Oh, there! I can barely see it, but it's here. Here it is. Let's switch this. Let me switch this over. Sorry, it'll be black for just a second. But it's hard to see. This is looking right here. There's your little wall cloud. This is looking towards let me just double check. I want to give you the right. Okay, we got a tornado vortex signature near West College Corner. We'll get to that in just a second. Hang on. This is looking just to the near Beckett Ridge. That's where you're seeing that area. I always want to give you a visual if I can, so you can see what's occurring here with this storm. Let's go back up and analyze the storm near just to the west of West College Corner. Normalized rotation picking up here something. We want to look at this pretty good here. Let me just, okay. This could be outflow wind. We got to watch it here because this area continues to show spin. This is East McDill Road, South Road Barn. Those areas need to be in your safe place right now. Yeah, this is there's actually two areas here that this is the strongest rotation I've seen today. Right in here, this is once you get those purples, you know, you're getting close to potentially getting something on the ground. Don't see it yet, but it's this is a good area of spin here, and I'm trying to get you a new track on this. Bear with me. Everything's in my way. There we go. So Goodwin's Corner, that's all I was able to pick up, 857. So this is now east of the Brookville Lake area. Gotta watch it. And then this is what you were seeing just west of Mason on the camera. This storm is moving off towards the north at about 30 mile an hour. This is the area of spin. Give me just a minute, I gotta back this up. So this goes to Monroe by 9, Middletown by 9:09, and then Carlisle by 9:19. So this is another area that needs to be watched very carefully, as it's rotating pretty good too. So, but the most concern I have at the moment is for that storm up there in parts of Franklin County. But this is trying to go, again, it's cycling, probably the best area of rotation over Princeton here now. Okay, here's, I believe, you're getting close to Hamilton, and you're getting Princeton Pike right in here. A lot of shops and things. This is going to move more to the north. We've got to watch that storm carefully. But still watching this, this is the one that needs to be watched really carefully, as right in here is where you would be seeing that potential for a tornado. And the reds and greens showing up pretty good right along 27, right in here. And this is pretty good winds showing up. And normalized rotation showing green means go. It's probably the strongest rotation that I've seen today. It is further away from the radar site, however, but still seeing some pretty good rotation with this here. And the cloud tops back up pretty high too, as this is moving off toward the north and east. I just want to see if we have any lowering. We do. This thing could be producing a tornado. Let me place a marker here. It could. It's close. Right over 127. If you know anybody in that area, post in the chat here along 127, and it could be right in here. This area right here, there could be a tornado. Trying to, yeah. See, I caught it before the radar did. There's likely this is going to become a confirmed tornado. Normalized rotation showing very strong rotation on this in Franklin County, Indiana. I want to do an updated track on this, okay? Just let's do an updated track. This is probably the most concerning storm that I've seen here today on radar. So a lot of these storms have not been very impressive. So let's put a track on that, and I don't have any towns in the line of that. Okay. Let's try that again. Nope, I don't. Okay. Let me zoom in. Nope. So out of the area here, this is not going to have, this kind of runs out of the area here shortly, but near Goodwin's Corner, okay, I would seek shelter, lowest level of your home. Protect yourself from flying debris. If you're in a mobile home, you should be out of there. That is probably the nastiest looking storm I've seen today. And, you know, we'll go back over to the normalized rotation, and we got that yellow right there. That's probably telling us, yeah, look at that. Could be some strong, there's definitely some really strong winds out ahead of that. But this is probably the strongest storm I've seen today, with the strongest rotation showing on radar. And I tell you what we'll do, because this will really help me out. And I'm going to switch back over here. There's the shear of that. Let's switch over to the 4-panel view. Because what I can do is while we're watching this, in real time I can look at 4 different panels and I can see kind of, everything in real time and it does look like some of that rotation did come back or come off just a little bit there. So that's good news. And it does look like, and even looking at that storm there, that was once in near the Monroe area, the Beckett Ridge, Princeton area, that rotation's come down some, and you can see that on the regular radar view. But you can see the reds and greens aren't coming together at all now. So that's good news. So we can kind of, be a little less concerned about that. But you can still see the area of rotation there on the storm that is moving through still Franklin County and Indiana. As that storm is continuing to produce some better potential for a tornado, better potential than the most of the storms that I've seen here today. So we want to stay alert with this one as this is moving. We'll be moving out of the area shortly, and we'll be able to, be less concerned about it. But here's that area spin right there. This is normalized rotation. This is the velocity or regular reflectivity view here. Here's velocity, and here's correlation coefficient. And what you're looking for is kind of just everything to kind of match up, right? So this area down here is our debris tracker. And what I'll do is I'll put a marker on this so you can see where that area of spin is. Are we getting something that could be debris? And looking at that, it's looking a little right here. See, this is all, if there was any debris, it would be showing right here. And then the area of spin more up in here. So it's displaced a little bit. So that's telling me that there's less of a threat of a tornado potentially being touched down now. It's more of a area that I'm watching that just has some spin. Okay. Just watching, we do have a camera watching that at the Warren County, Ohio, Franklin Township EMA. It's just showing some heavy rain right now, so just wanted to let you know about that. Here's regular radar velocity. Still lightning strikes still pretty good at 127. See the reds and greens, they're spread out, so that tells me that we're in the weakening state. So hopefully, and like I said, these storms pulse up and they pulse down. They pulse up, they pulse down. So hopefully it stays pulsed down as it continues its march towards the Indiana-Ohio border, and we can kind of say goodbye to it, because it's been kind of one of those annoying storms that's just, it's just enough to just keep you on edge, right? So here's the tornado watch that will continue here till midnight. Tornado warning for Franklin County till 9:15, and then Butler and Western Warren County, Butler and Warren counties till 9 o'clock. So one more minute on that, that'll go away, and then we'll be watching this storm here go away, and we'll see what happens with this stuff down to the south as it's making its march towards us here over the next little bit. Looks like maybe a hail core trying to come back up on that, so likely trying to cycle again. Could be some small hail with it, but as I continue to watch this storm here, and back over to the analyzer product, you can see this is the inflow notch. So right in here is where your area of a potential for the tornado would be. Velocity views, this kind of shows it a little bit better, but it's more in a broad scope. But you do still have little areas here that are a little closer that could be producing some spin, but it's quickly moving its way out of the out of our area. So I'd say within the next 5 to 10 minutes, we'll probably be able to hop off and maybe come back here in a little bit. The warning now for Butler and Warren County has now been allowed to expire. I'll continue to watch that storm, but at the moment. The only storm that's tornado warned till 9:15. This is for parts of Franklin County in Indiana. And just to show you here on the other radar product, you can see right maybe a little bit of hail here just to the west of the Kitchell area in the far northern parts of Franklin County in Indiana there. And then this is going to be where your area of spin is, just to the west there of Goodwin's Corner. So let's see if I can pull up any town on here. Moving off to the northeast, and it's not because we're pulling out of the area here. But just zooming this in here a little bit. Approaching Goodwin's Corner now. Here's Kitchell. So right in the middle of these areas here, those are going to be the zones that get impacted by this storm. So if you're along, let's say, County Road 400 right here, and then if you're right along the County Road 500, which is right here, and then I think the 600 East is right here. You guys, we're about 3 miles out of here, and this storm will be out of the area, but it's trying to tighten back up again. Still normalized rotation showing green here, which means there is that decent amount of spin in the storm. Now we've lost it, so it looks like we're still trying to weaken here. The storm's still trying to weaken somewhat, which is good news. And it looks like area-wide that's the only storm that's really spinning right now if I look at normalized rotation. Here's those storms out towards the west, towards Madison. This is not the actual line. These are storms out in front of it. I will zoom that out here in just a second. There we go. So I tell you what, we'll take the radar full. The good news is storms are behaving out to the west. However, they do not have the best energy available. You can see it's a little dimmer out there to the west, more red, but where you see the yellows and the whites here and the oranges, that means there's a little more instability, a little more storm energy. So you got to watch these storms as they're moving in. You can't let your guard down. The tornado watch continues for another 3 hours till midnight. But I will say for them right now, I'm optimistic. Okay, we'll just put it that way. As we've got the storms moving in, they're behaving. Let's hope they continue to do that. But we'll see. So here's that tornado warning. It's 9:03 right now. I'll go back into it here on Analyzer and look at it. It's quickly getting out of here. So, we got about another, I'd say another mile or so to get that storm out of our area. And then we'll be able to take a break and hopefully be able to kind of regroup and come back on with more if there's anything that becomes important here. But, did get some some more photos from you guys, and I'm kind of going through those as we're looking at the radar view here. I'm watching live right now. Some of those photos come in. Ooh, look at this. You got me a shot here, and I'm going to have to, let me get the name real quick. This is from Quentin. Let me go ahead and share this. This was near, where was this? This was South Round Barn Road, Union County. So the storm still spinning. You can see this is probably a loop here, but you still see that spin. The storm didn't have a tornado on the ground. There was a little bit of a lowering wall cloud there. You could definitely see the condensation on the right side. The inflow from the storm, the warmer air getting sucked into the storm. As this supercell storm, it still had the supercell characteristics move through into parts of Union County. So that's a very awesome shot. Thank you for sharing that as that's continued to move through southeastern Indiana here. this evening. And then Julie sent this. There was a wall cloud that came through. This was near the Brookville Lake area. If I think I'm looking right, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, this was looking south towards Brookville. That's what it looks like to me. Wall cloud there, obvious. Thankfully, that has not touched down from what I've looked at on radar. And that's good news. But Julie, thanks for sending that shot in. That's a great shot of the storm. And then I'm just looking at some of the other shots coming in, and there's so many. And I'll go through and I'll look at some of the best shots here later this evening or into tomorrow. But you'll see here's that area of rotation still. A few more minutes and it'll be out of here. It's right along County Road 500 and approaching the State Line Road here within the matter of moments, and we'll be able to let this warning go. And I just want to look at these storms to the south real quick. They're still trying to behave right now, which is good. Just a few more minutes here and we'll sound the all clear on this storm that's just been kind of a headache. It hasn't really done anything. It's just been spinning around like a top and continues to move through. So I tell you what, it is almost out of the area. We'll come back to it in just a minute. I just want to go back full screen here, show you where we're at. We got a line of scattered showers and storms. Let me just see if they're producing any lightning. They are, okay. So they're producing lightning. So there'll be some thunder and lightning move through here. Switzerland, Dearborn, Ohio, Ripley County, Franklin, even into Decatur County. There's no warnings right now. These will move through. Hopefully they'll continue to suck the life out of the main line out to the west here. This line has really started to show some weakening trends here within the last hour or so, which is good news. We're really wanting and hoping that this thing will really weaken out, and it is. It's weakening. So we may be in a more of a positive trend here and lowering that tornado threat continuing. It really looks like the maximized area for anything that would be tornadic would be definitely southeastern Indiana, that whole area that I highlighted. I think areas 71, 75 south of the split, it's going to be hard to really materialize, I think, anything. It's all going to be right in this corridor from Scott County, Indiana, all the way up to maybe near Warren County, along I-71, 75 split, and points to the north and west. I think that's going to be the area where there's going to be the best chance for anything that would try to become tornadic here over the next little bit. So it is looking promising. I think we're going to end up dodging the bullet here. And then I swear if anybody comes at me and says you're being dramatic with this forecast or whatever, there's always a chance when you have these tropical systems move through that you could have numerous tornado warnings. We've seen several wall clouds today. They've been close. The most wall clouds we've probably seen in a while around here. And, thankfully they have not touched down. So that's not being dramatic. We're just trying to give you the information and let you know that things could really spin today. And they could have touched down, but they haven't. So that's great. So area of rotation is now out of the area. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hop off of here. Just a reminder, severe thunder or tornado watch will continue till midnight tonight. Tornado warning continues for about another 5 minutes for parts of Fayette County or Union County. But that storm has now moved out of that warned area. So we'll watch these storms that are currently off towards the west here, towards Madison and North Vernon. We'll see what happens as they swing off towards the northeast. And if they become tornado warned, I'll let you know.